Hey, what is up, everybody? Here we are, another day, another week, another opportunity for me to come and hang out with you. You hang out with me as we learn about the Lord, and just another opportunity that the Lord's given me to come and hang out with y'all and tell you about Him. I know things are kind of crazy, kind of hair. It's kind of weird. During the summer, I like to grow my hair out, but during the winter, when it starts to get cold, of course, we're in Texas, so it doesn't really get cold till February. But I like to cut my hair short for some reason. But anyways, here we are again. Like I said, today I got some words of encouragement. I hope they encourage you. And so let's just get going. So actually over the last couple of weeks and even just this whole last couple of months, there's things that have been going kind of crazy in my life. Things that I wouldn't expect, and it's kind of helping the unexpected. I'll go ahead and share some of it. Earlier this year, obviously, as you know, COVID hit, and the kids were out of school, and that was kind of a big deal because me and my wife both work, and we didn't really have anything set up, right, for Bentley. But here's the thing, this actually got set up a long time ago, where my parents actually moved to a town that's about 5-10 minutes away. And because of that, my mom has also got a job as an aide as a teacher for school around a little bit ago. And because of that and them moving down here close, we were able to provide a place for Bentley to go while me and my wife worked, and stuff like that. So that was really cool, and it was something kind of worrisome because at first we weren't sure, but it kind of worked out. And actually, he ended up going back to school about the same time she went back to school, so that worked out too. And another thing is, over the last couple of weeks, my mother-in-law had car trouble. Her car went down. My sister is actually just went on a mission trip out of state to California, and because of that, I was able to use her car. And it was perfect timing because, like I said, my mother-in-law's car went down and she didn't have a vehicle, so therefore she drove one of our cars, and I was driving my sister's car. Well, ironically, about 2 days ago, my Jeep went out. And so we were stuck with, me and my wife's car. And because of that, because of us having my sister's car and God sending her on a mission trip for a little bit, we were able to provide a way to where me and my wife and my mother-in-law and the kids were able to get to work. Plus, my kid was able to get to school and everything, and able to have another car to where I could help my mother-in-law get set up for her to go rent one until hers got out of the shop. So, just kind of with that, it's one of those things that I've really come. Not that I haven't trusted God. But there's been times where I trust God and trust Him, I believe. But a lot of times I'll I know what He says He'll do, and I know what, I'm supposed to believe this, but sometimes I won't. Sometimes I'll second guess Him. Sometimes I'll really have a struggle believing and trusting Him sometimes. But after this, I can really see that He really does care. He really does provide, and He really does set things up. Even though we don't see it, we don't see the bigger picture of things. The Lord's always working in our life. The Lord's always moving forward. And some of the things that the Bible talks about, because that's what we're really here. It's not to hear about my stories and about what's happened. But what's here is something that God just shows you that God, not only God cares, but He prepares for these things. God sees ahead of the thing. Because God doesn't just live in the present. He lives in the past, present, and the future. So He knows where you've been, He knows where you are, and He knows where you're going to be. Okay, first off, I want to start with Matthew 6:34, okay? It says, "Therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." So kind of what it's saying is, yes, I believe in God, and I trust in God that He's going to take care of me, and that He's going to provide when needed. And it might not always way I think that I need to provide, but He will provide, and I just have to trust Him. Now, does that mean that I just sit aside and just kind of let things happen and hope that, just not work and be like, hey, all of a sudden I can pay my bills, without working or something? No, I still need to be proactive. I still need to be doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing and be at the places that I'm supposed to be at and still work. But the thing is, while I'm doing that, is not to worry about my bills, not to worry about this car situation, not to worry about whatever's going on, but to just be proactive and continue to work and continue to trust in Him and continue doing and taking the opportunity. Because here's the thing, work is another way that He's provided. He's allowed me a job to where I can pay the bills and I can do the things that I need to do. Okay, and see, here's the thing, and here's another reason why we shouldn't worry, because He has plans for us. Okay, He has plans. Okay, and if He has plans for you, of course He wants to take care of you. Why would somebody have plans for you if? Why would somebody have plans for you and then not care about you? Obviously, He wants to care about us because He wants us to be okay and provide. And to do that, we have to cast our cares on Him and cast our worries on Him, and just trust that He's gonna do what He promises He will do. And I know that He has a plan for me, and I know that He has a plan for us, because in Jeremiah 29:11 it says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Okay, what that means, and when it says prosper, it doesn't necessarily mean that, hey, I'm going to run into $1 million and I'm going to be a millionaire and I'm going to have all the money in the world and have all the stuff that I want and to be able to do whatever I want and not have any kind of worries like that. No. What that does is He's going to give you what you need. Not what you want, but what you need. So He's going to give you a ground of faith, happiness, a joy. He's going to give you what you need. Okay, and it's not always material things. Sometimes you just need a better mood. Sometimes you just need a perspective. Sometimes you just need a hope. And with that hope, it can go a long way. Okay, the Bible talks about just having a mustard seed of faith and having that mustard seed of hope to kind of get through what's going on. Sometimes He's going to provide for you financially if that's what you need. He's going to provide you a friend to kind of talk to. He's going to provide you a mentor to lead you and stuff. But He's going to provide because He's got plans for you, plans that will help you grow and be a better person and to become more like Him, okay, and to be able to get through this life, because this life is hard, and being a Christian is even harder because you're boldly stating when you are saved that you are not afraid of the enemy and you are not going to be like the enemy, and that the enemy has something to worry about, okay? So He does have plans for you, whatever that might be. I don't know. Like for me right now, His plans for me are to be able to make videos and to speak of Him and to be a father and to be a husband and to be a friend and to be a son, okay? Excuse me. And here's the thing. Here's another reason why I know that He cares about me and that I shouldn't worry about these worldly things and these crazy things. For one, like I said, He has plans for me, but here's the thing. He's known me since birth. He's known me since I was in the womb, okay? I can find that in Jeremiah 1:5 where it says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart." And what this is talking about, this is actually talking about Him speaking to Jeremiah and telling him, hey, you're going to be one of my prophets, okay? But this applies to us too, because we might not be a prophet. We might not be a pastor. We might not be a deacon. We might not be a president. We might not be a teacher. We might not be famous. We might have our name in lights. We might not, be known around the world. But here's the thing. He has set us aside for a specific purpose, a specific reason. Because here's the thing. And everything that we do, we should do to the joy of the Lord, okay? And everything we do, we have an opportunity to be a missionary. It doesn't mean you have to go across the country. It doesn't mean you have to go across the world or to outer space or wherever it might be. But what that means is you have a chance and opportunity to make a difference here. You have a chance and opportunity to make a difference at work, to make a difference at school, to make a difference at Walmart, to make a difference at wherever you're at, McDonald's. It doesn't matter, because we have a plan, and we have a purpose, and we have a reason, and we are set aside as Christians to be a light to this world, to bring good news to people that are hurting, that are hopeless, that are lost, and that they have no clue what's going on. We give them a little bit of perspective. We're here to give them, like I said, hope, okay? And He set us apart, so that's one way that we know that we can get through these struggles and we can get through these hard times because of the plan He has for us, and when we cast our worries on Him, because He knew that. And here's another thing that I kind of want to end with that's actually going to send me kind of give a heads up about what we're going to talk about next week is Esther chapter 4, about 13 verse 14. It talks about kind of what a basis we're going to go over Esther start next week, but kind of a basis. Esther gets put and becomes the queen, and Haman, which is one of the king's right-hand man, secretly makes a plan to destroy the Jews, and her cousin Mordecai kind of says, hey, because she has to go for the king and stuff, and kind of like, hey, maybe God put you here for a reason. God allowed you to be queen and put these things in place for a reason, because maybe you're the one that's supposed to speak up and to save our people, to save the Jews, because Haman was trying to destroy the Jews, okay? And it's the same thing, okay? That's part of the fact that God had a plan for her, and he specifically set her aside for that reason, okay? And that she was not to worry about what may or may not happen when she entered the king's, because in the king's court back then, if the king didn't summon you, and if he didn't place his scepter forward, then you were dead. You were terminated. So we'll get into that next week. But, we have to realize and we have to understand that we can't let these worries and these issues of what's going on kind of wrap up our mind and let us focus on that and lose focus on God. Because when we do that, we start to lose focus of our plan, we start to lose focus of our purpose, and we start to lose focus of why we're really here. We're here to be the body of Christ. We're here to, like I said, be a light to the world, to be able to reach out and to help others and to give them perspective and hope. Okay, with that being said, guys, I appreciate your time. I hope you'll tune in next week. It sounds like a TV show, but it's not. Anyways, I hope you come and hang out next week, and I just want to thank y'all. And just real quick, I do want to say a prayer for my sister, what she is doing right now. I'm going to get to her and get more information where you can donate. And what it will do is her mission trip is voluntary paid, I guess, is what, I forgot what she called it. But essentially, her living and stuff, it's kind of like giving to a mission offering. Well, you can get her information, and you can donate money to her to help her go through these things, because she's not there to make money. It's all support based, essentially. But I will get with her, and I will have it ready for the next video, if not somewhere attached to this video at some point. All right, with that being said, Lord, actually, here, let me finish explaining. So she's going out with, she's going campus to campus in California, and she's going to be with a group called the Circuit Riders, and they're just going to go and they're going to do ministry on campus with different students, and she's going to be preaching and proclaiming the Word of God, and as she goes through these different campuses. Is essentially what she's doing. So with that being said, just go and pray. Lord, just thank you for this day, and just thank you for all this opportunity, Lord, and just thank you for the way that you've blessed Gabby with a missionary heart, a heart that's like yours, the heart to love people, a heart to touch people, the heart to want to reach people to come and know you, Lord. I ask that you just give her strength, Lord, and you just prepare her mind and prepare her heart as she goes out to these places, Lord. And I ask that you just specifically, you have this plan, you have these people that she's going to meet, Lord. I ask that you just open up their hearts, and that you just soften their hearts, Lord, so that when she speaks, Lord, that they're not seeing her, they're not seeing Gabby Rose, they're not seeing a girl from Texas, Lord, that they're seeing you, Lord. They're hearing your words, and they're feeling your love from her, Lord. And I just ask that they're just able to receive, and their ears are ready to hear, and their hearts are just softened for you, Lord. And that in your mighty name, Lord, I just ask that just a proclamation just goes out, and there starts to be a revival on these campuses, Lord, as you lead through her and all those people that she's with. In your mighty name, amen. All right, guys, with that being said, I appreciate y'all coming out. Keep watch, especially if y'all see this on Facebook. I'll try and put it in the comments, or I'll get with her, see if she'll tag it in the comments or something. And then on YouTube, I'll update the thing, the description bar for you guys, okay? Speaking of that, if you're on Facebook, I do have a YouTube channel, Jsrose Ministries, where I have several other videos, because I actually used to post on there a lot before I started posting on Facebook. And if you want to subscribe, it helps me reach more people that way. You don't have to. It is a free service. But with that being said, guys, I'll see y'all next week. And if you want to get ahead on next week's video and the next couple of videos, start reading Esther, and we'll go from there. So peace out.